So I've been obsessed with Stellar Blade for the past day now since its launch, and not just because of Eve's beauty. And it's pretty good so far, despite the censorship thing. And so far, I really like the combat, and I actually like Eve's character. Now, I am only about 7 to 8 hours into the game. But with that being said, playing those first 7 to 8 hours, I'm going to give you guys tips / things I wish I would have learned / focus on in the beginning of the game to set myself up for success for Stellar Blade. I'm going to try to help you guys by giving you what I think are the 3 best early game tips to help you guys succeed early game into Stellar Blade. This only really applies to people that have not started Stellar Blade or are in the very beginning. Obviously, I am still sort of in the beginning, maybe to early mid game, I don't know yet, but these tips I think can actually help you out when starting the game and maybe might make it easier to get into Stellar Blade. But if you guys are new here, like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get right into it. So the first thing I would say is early in the game, you'll get a perfect parry / perfect dodge type of move. Now, there's a skill called Reflex Boost, which is going to make it easier to use perfect dodge. So basically, it just makes a bigger window for you to actually get the perfect dodge down correctly. And then the skill Focus Boost, which is going to make it easier to perfect parry, which is basically going to give you more window to perfect parry. These skills right here are going to help you tremendously especially in the beginning of the game, because I mean, honestly, you're just going to be dodging and blocking a lot, honestly, and parrying and all that. So now, this is where it kind of comes into personal preference, I guess, but I like to pair this with beta energy, because I found that the beta skills are really almost overpowered, with at least for the early game. And so I like to pair this with the beta energy recharge. This will increase the amount of beta energy recharge with a successful perfect parry, and then it just doubles it for the second skill. So yeah, when you're parrying, basically your beta energy will get back up to where you can use the beta skills way more easily, or way more often, and just trust me, they completely decimate health bars on the enemies and kind of just can dominate. So for the second one, I guess you would get beta chain, beta energy recharge, and beta energy recharge 2. Those 3 right there. Obviously, the 2 are going to make the energy when you land attacks more. And this one is going to strengthen the last blow of some combo attacks, deal higher damage, stun the enemy, and recharge the burst energy. So it's going to give you some more burst energy right there. Basically, I've been upgrading, I think this might be up to personal preference, but I've been upgrading the L1 square triplet move. I think that's the best one, just because she kind of stabs them and they kind of get staggered a little bit. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they'll just eat it and they don't care about it. But yeah, I've been upgrading this skill. I mean, I guess you could go for any of these as well, but obviously, the main skills to go for in here, whether you're whichever one you're upgrading, is the beta energy withdrawal, where if you hit them with the skill, it's going to recharge the skill or energy when you hit them with it. So that's even better. So yeah, those are basically the skills that I would try to go for. Perfect parry, dodge, time window increaser, whatever you want to call it. And then I personally am going for like a beta skill type of build, so I'm doing everything. It's a beta recharge and everything like that. You could also do this assault ambush. You could also get this ambush and then get this beta, so when you actually ambush them, you actually get energy. So I mean, yeah, you're just going to be an energy fiend at this point. Kind of spam those beta energy skills, but that's the best part about it, and I think that might be the best bet. Also, if you wanted to, you could do a beta a gear, but I mean, you don't obviously have to, but I do, because that's what I'm kind of going for. But yeah, so moving on to the second one, I would say the second most important thing that will because it kind of leads into the first thing, is that you should do side quests whenever they give them to you. In about 2 to 3 hours, you will go to Zion, and there will be a bunch of side quests there with a bunch of people in the town, and they will give you side quests to where then you travel to the wasteland and then do some of those side quests into the wasteland early game. So I would honestly just try to do as many as they can. I at first was like, nah, I'm not gonna do no side missions. I want to just continue the story. But the reason I'm telling you to do side missions is because they can give you so many skill points so that you can actually upgrade your skills. Doing these side missions, sometimes I think they can range from like 1 skill point to like 3 or 4 even. So yeah, they give you a bunch depending on what you have to do. Like, I know there was one mission where I had to defeat a monster, and that was a part of a side mission, and then I got like 6 or 7 skill points by doing that one side mission, which is insane. So yeah, the side missions are actually really helpful in this game for skill points at least. And yeah, that will basically help you level up your skill tree and everything and what you're kind of going for. And obviously side quests give you good rewards, and I've read that apparently side quests affect the story a little bit, determined on the character quest that you complete. So yeah, it's really good to do side quests in this game. And also, if you feel like you put too many skill points in to something you don't like, there's always the little respec skill thing. So I wouldn't really worry about where you put your skill points too early, just because you can buy that for kind of cheap, I think. But yeah, so let's move on to the third thing. The third thing is, now, if you're like me and you get into the game, you're clamoring for the suits.
You got me.
And now this isn't really going to help you succeed. Suits, maybe it will help some of y'all succeed, but yeah, the suits in the game, come on, that's like one of the reasons why you're even playing the game, let's be honest with each other. And yeah, so basically, you can find some of the suits, I believe, before you get to Zion in the world, but there is a way to get like 4 or 5 different suits. When you get to Zion, there will be a shop collector, Roxanne. Roxanne will then sell some suits and some other items. I think collectibles, I think they are. But yeah, if you buy the collectibles, raise your affinity with her, she will then give you even more suits. So yeah, it's a pretty good amount of suits for the beginning of the game if you guys want to rock that. I've got some of them right here. I've got this one, which is pretty good as well. And then there's some that you can craft as well that I still don't have on the list that I have to craft. So yeah, she's got a bunch of suits for you at the beginning of the game. So she is actually really helpful. Yeah, but of course, I'm sure that you'll find other suits out in the wasteland or just out in the game or by other vendors or something. Personally, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet to find that many, but yeah, and you get a good amount of suits for the beginning of the game at least. So yeah, also another extra tip, which this might not apply to all of you, but it does apply to me because I hate that they kind of did this. But in your gameplay settings, you can go to auto loot items and turn that on. Honestly, instead of holding R2 to loot items, I don't know why, but that annoys the shit out of me, and I do not like to do that. So auto loot, I feel like it should be auto loot anyways. Like maybe auto loot should be the default. I don't know why you have to hold R2, but yeah, just in case you're not holding R2 all of the time and you kill an enemy or something, you forget to hold R2 and then you leave that stuff behind. This way you will not leave that stuff behind. You actually get your rewards for killing the enemy or something like that. So yeah, I think that helps out. And just if you want to change your ponytail as well, you could do that. I'd honestly rock the short ponytail just because that's what I like. But yeah, I hope these tips helped you out for early game Stellar Blade. I am very excited to play this, and I'm excited to make more videos on this game. It seems very interesting so far with the combat mechanics and everything like that. And I think you can honestly, if you wanted to, make your own like builds in this game. But yeah, if you guys did like this and watch all the way, and this helped you out, these tips helped you out, like and subscribe. But other than that, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.